Hello everyone, Cherie Wayman here from Fanklemade. We're into a new year now, and Valentine's Day will soon be approaching. So I thought this would be a good time to show you how to draw a heart using Silhouette Studio Basic Edition. In the later editions, the Designer and Business, there are different drawing tools that will allow you to draw a heart immediately. But if you don't have that, you can still do it in Basic using these instructions. So let's get started. First of all, go over to the menu options on the left hand side and select from the drawing tools the ellipse. Bring that cursor to the page and drag one out. Depending on the shape that you want will also depend on the final look of the heart. If you wanted a tall skinny one, you may want your ellipse to start with this shape. If you want it more puffy, make it more rotund. Having got the shape you want, zoom in so that you can use these little points here, the resizing points, and nudge them over to one of the vertical grid lines. Zoom in again. I feel I'm just a little bit off there, so using my keyboard arrows, just click. I think that's as close as I'm going to get. Zoom out. And now I want to make the bottom sharper. I don't want such a curve here. I want it to be straighter. To do that, while you have the ellipse selected, go over to the left hand side, select edit points, and now you have 4 edit points around the ellipse. This is the one that I want to work with, and just click on it and drag it down. Now I'm slightly out of alignment with the vertical. I will address that a bit later when I finish this part of the exercise. Zoom in, and now because we're in edit mode, we have these little blue handles either side, which if you click on them, they will adjust the shape of the ellipse. But I'm clicking on the right one here, but it's affecting the left one. Because I want it symmetrical, that's not going to work for me. Let's click undo until it gets me back to where I want to be. Up on the top menu under the edit points, if I select this one here, it allows me to manipulate these blue handles without affecting the opposite one. In order to try and get a nice sharp point, what I basically want to do is just drag this in and keep it in alignment as much as you can with the node itself. Go tighter in on the screen and just get it as close to it as you can. Then do exactly the same with the other side. Scroll in again and just keep working with it until you're happy with the end result. Now, with the best will in the world, it may look symmetrical to you. I'm just zooming out so you can see. But what I tend to do at this point, just to be more sure, more confident that it's symmetrical, is to copy and paste. So right hand click, copy and paste, and then right hand click, flip horizontally, so that we've got 2 mirror images. Put them on top of each other, centralize them, and then weld them. That should make it more symmetrical. Now that we've got one part of the heart, we want to put it on a slight angle. I'm going to make this move by 20 degrees. And by doing that, I need to go over to the transform panel over on the right, select that, make sure you have the object selected while you do this. Up to the rotate option here, type in 20 for the angle and hit apply. There are various ways that you can create a mirror version of this, but for this exercise I'm merely going to copy and paste and then flip horizontally. So we have two halves of the heart. Select them both and select from the transform panel align bottom. Zoom in because they are probably not going to be in a point, and they're not. Can I get any closer? Yes. So select one of the heart halves and using your arrow keys nudge it along until the points meet. Sometimes a little tricky at this point to see everything, but I think I'm there now. Zoom out, select it all and weld, and there you have a heart. If you're not absolutely certain it's symmetrical, again do as I did before, right hand click, copy and paste, flip it horizontally, centralize and weld. Let's just go down to the point at the bottom. Yep, we're fine. So that's a puffy heart. If you wanted the heart still puffy but more narrow, you want to be able to use the resize nodes on either side of this object and drag it in. But if I do that from here and just push one in, you can see that it distorts the heart. Click the undo. What I really want is to have a resize area that is actually in alignment with the heart. So this is horizontal and this is vertical rather than on a 20-degree angle, which is probably because that's what I set the original shape out as. To get around that, you need to create another shape around this one. Just go over to the drawing tool, select whichever one you want, it doesn't matter for this, drag it out around it so it fully surrounds the object, select them both, right hand click, make compound path, right hand click, release compound path, and just that has made the selectors around the object vertical and horizontal around it. So now when I select the sides and pull it out, it all works together. And from that, copy and paste and make a thinner heart or a taller heart. You have that to play with. But if you wanted a more narrow heart, as I've said to you, you want to start with a smaller, narrower ellipse. So something like this. I'm not going to be too bothered about symmetry just to show you this. We'll just make this a quick quick one. Rotate it, copy paste and flip horizontally, line them up at the bottom, nudge it over so the 2 points meet at the bottom, select them both, zoom out and weld, and now you have quite a funky heart there. So that's how to create a heart. On the colouring in part of it, the colour fill, just bringing this in so you can see this a little easier. Go over to the palette option over here, the fill panel. You can automatically just make it a flat colour here, or you can give it a bit of gradient by selecting this middle option here, and there's lots of different gradient versions, and that's how to colour in your heart. And if you look a bit further, you can change the way in which the gradient works. I've clicked on this. This is how the setup is for this particular gradient. If I wanted it different, I could click on here and make another little sliding bar, and you can see that it's changing the intensity of the colour on the left and the right. You can change and add other colours in as well, so you get something like this, but it gives it a bit more 3D effect with the gradient. So that's a reasonably quick video for you, just to show you how to create a heart in Silhouette Studio Basic. I hope you've enjoyed watching this tutorial, and if you have, please don't forget to subscribe to my page. That's it for now. See you again soon. Bye.